I'll be sitting down again in 2 seconds. I need to grab my bottle of water.
Hello guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers. It's been a long time, well I say a long time, about 2 weeks since me and Paul have got together. I'm sorry that I didn't do too many videos this week. It's just been so busy with the trains, and I was Legoland with the year 6 kids, didn't get back to like 9 o'clock at night, absolutely exhausted. I don't think I've fully recovered even from that. So I'm still
Legoland's amazing, mate. What a time.
Yeah, no, mate, I had a great time with the kids. It was brilliant to see the kids there. But yeah, shattered now. Yeah, mate. So since we last spoke, the fixtures came out. We've signed a good. Looks like Areola probably will get announced in the next day or two. A little bit more positive, yeah.
I mean, it's a start, isn't it? It's a start. As far as the transfers go, Aguerd, I don't even know how you pronounce his name properly, but Aguerd, yeah, it's a good start. But it's worrying that people are like, the rumors are, oh, he's our marquee signing, 25 million or whatever it was. We're not going to spend any more than that on anyone else. It's like 4 weeks ago, no one even knew who this guy was.
No, exactly. Yeah, he looks good though. He does look quite tasty.
I feel like it's going to be a lot of pressure on him. He does look good. He looks good. He looks quick, and I hope he lives up to it. Yes, mate. I think I've got mine somewhere as well. I hope he lives up to the hype. He needs to, mate. He needs to. If he's going to be coming in as our marquee signing, he needs to be the next Van Dijk. But no, it's a good start, and hopefully, like you say, Areola gets done. If that gets announced on Monday, it's a good start, but there's still a long way to go.
Yeah, like I say, it's 2 that we needed. It's two positions that were needed. So you've got to say, like you say, mate, good start. Apparently, the rumor is that he wanted 6 more. So if you take Areola out, that's 5 more. Looks like Brozier could be the one, but they're quoting really good, really big prices, mate. We expect that game to be played from Chelsea because they want Declan Rice.
I mean, you say that. I mean, I saw 25 million, 30 mil was the highest price I saw. And to be honest, mate, I don't think that's unreasonable.
No. I've seen 60.
No way.
Yeah, I've seen 60. Them playing games like 30. Yeah, mate. Yeah, like I say, 25, 30 million. Yeah, I'm all over that. But I've seen rumors of 60 they want.
Yeah. No way. No. There's no chance. Like you say, it could be a bit of posturing. Obviously, news came out, I think it was yesterday, that we rejected another bid for Declan Rice. Thank you very much, mate. This shirt, I got this last week, 2 weeks ago. This is like, I collect football shirts. I'll put in the description. I've got an Instagram for all of them.
Yeah, the guy in the back is one of my heroes as well.
This was the growl. Yeah, I'll see if I can turn around, but full-on Batistuta. Yeah, this was the absolute growl shirt, this one. The Nintendo Fiorentina Batistuta shirt. Well pleased to have it. Cheers, mate.
Absolute ledge Batistuta, mate. One of my favourite players ever. But yeah, like you said, Declan Rice, apparently a bid has been rejected. God knows what that figure was. I reckon about 70. I reckon they bid about 70, 75.
Yeah, I think with the article I was reading, we've basically told them, unless it's 150 mil, forget about it. So, like you say, could be a lot of posturing going on between us. Brozier, I really hope we get him. I really want us to. Kind of think we will. I think it could happen, but nowhere near that kind of money. 60 mil. No.
I'd say the 30 million is a really good price. I think that's a really decent level price. That is. Yeah, with the Declan Rice one, mate, obviously the rumours are that they will come back in with, I think I've read something like 60 million, Brozier and Ross Barkley. Why Ross Barkley's name keeps getting mentioned. If you want to throw in, as I've always said, Conor Gallagher, Brozier and some money all day long, I take that deal.
You'd entertain it. Yeah, you'd think about it. I mean, even then, realistically, for what we're valuing Rice at, you're talking, if you say they were saying Gallagher, Brozier, so what's that? That's 70 mil value maybe there.
Even if you go right over the top and you said, all right, Conor Gallagher's, I don't know, not 50 million just because the English tax, and then you got 30 million. That's 80 million. Technically, they still want another,
70.
60 million. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. If an offer like that came in, those two,
You can't
70
say no
million
to
on
that.
the table. Yeah, no, you'd have to seriously consider it anyway, because we all know Rice is going to go eventually anyway. We might as well get something out of it. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how that one plays out. I've seen links to quite a few players, but realistically, it feels like the only strong, realistic links to strikers is Broja and Dennis from Watford. I haven't really seen any. And En-Nesyri obviously as well has come back into the frame.
Yes, that has come up again as well. These Italian guys keep coming up as well. Samaka and that I can't remember his name. The other guy,
Raspadori.
Yeah.
No. They're not. They're not happening.
No, but did you read that, mate? Because Thingy's there, isn't he? What's his name? Oh God, what's his name? Geez, who scored the rocket against Tottenham? Obiang.
Oh, right, yeah.
Obiang is there, and apparently he's given a warm custom to us.
I'm sure, but if you're like, those two are two of the most promising Italian youngsters. They'll end up at Milan. They'll end up at Juventus. They're not going to end up at West Ham. I'd love it, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
No. Yeah, interesting. Really interesting to see what happens going forward. Looks like Masuaku could be out the door, but we expected that, didn't we? Fredericks joined Bournemouth now as well. There are rumours that Bowen might sign a new contract now, but as I keep saying, mate, it sounds like Salah's not going to sign a new contract. Could go to Barcelona for 60 million. Will they go and bid for Bowen then? And that's my fear.
I think they would. I think they would,
They would, mate. I think they would.
And let's be realistic. If Liverpool come in for him, he's going to want to go. He's going to want to go.
Yeah. What sort of price? So that's a question for you. Not that I want to sell him, but what would you sell him for?
If an offer came in for 60 million, I would take that. I don't. Bowen was our most improved player last season by a mile. Massively our most improved player. Second best player in the team. I think it's pretty safe to say now. But, and I've said this before, for a winger, I don't think he would be too hard to replace for 60 million. 60 million, I don't think he would be too hard to replace.
No, if you're thinking that is, I'm not saying he would come to us, but if you're thinking 55 million gets you Rafinha, for example, you probably can get, like you say, mate, a decent winger in for that money. Not that I want to sell him. I don't want to sell him.
No. Of course, we don't want to sell him, but I think Bowen's more replaceable than Rice is.
Some of the players we were linked with in January, mate. Apparently, what did we bid 50 million for? If we did, we bid 50 million for Calvin Phillips. He's going to go for 45 million now to Manchester City, which is interesting, isn't it?
I mean, that makes you think. First of all, did we actually really bid 50 million? We probably bid 12 million, and then loads of add-ons. If we win the Champions League in the next 2 years. Yeah, it just shows us up as like not serious, we knew at the time, really, when those bids were being floated around, that they weren't serious. What's his name? Who's gone to Liverpool? Nunes as well ended up going for nearly 100 million. We apparently bid 50 million for. Yeah, I don't know, mate. I don't
know. What do you make on the apparently, Kretinsky's turned up for his first board meeting in the last week or so, if you believe what you read, and he seems like he wants to pump money in. I think every article you read is conflicting. There's one that says he don't, then there's one that he will spend money. I don't know until I see it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's really what it comes down to, isn't it? Like it's all speculation at the minute. Like you say, I've read things that he wants out. He's in trouble with money. His money, and we knew this. I think we already knew this. That a lot of his money's tied up in Russia, and he's in trouble financially. And I've read things saying that he literally can't afford to buy out the club to take up that remaining purchase, But then, like you say, if there's articles coming out with him saying he wants to pump money into the club, I don't know, mate. Who knows what's going on?
Yeah, to be fair, these articles are from Clarett and Hugh, so that's the only reason I, give some credibility to them. But yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? Let's just go in the comments here. Mark Warburton is our new marquee signing, great addition. Obviously, he's the new first team coach. Comes with quite good pedigree as well. Been to some good clubs, done some good things.
Really interesting that he went for like really successful spell with QPR to become an assistant. I thought it was quite interesting.
Good addition, by all accounts.
Very, very good addition. A great replacement for Stuart Pearce. I mean, I love Psycho. I love Stuart Pearce. I loved him that he was at the club in a coaching role. But Warburton's, let's be realistic, he's levels above Stuart Pearce as a sort of, at least as a manager.
Actually, like you said, mate, he's actually had some success as a manager, albeit at lower league, but still, it's more than what Stuart Pearce ever sort of achieved as a manager.
So really, really good addition to the back room, and we've got a fantastic backroom staff. We really do.
You know what I like about Moyes as well with these appointments. He's not afraid to appoint someone who's going to challenge him. I think, he don't surround himself with yes men.
Yeah,
that just go, oh, yes, Dave, that's right, yes, Dave. Like these will actually question his ideas. I think, and sometimes I think he likes that, which is good.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point. I'll be honest, mate. I'd never really thought about that, but no, 100%. I think that's a really good point.
Yeah. Richie Rich says, "Hi guys, I'm still worried about this window. Are you worried too?"
Always, mate.
Always. Listen, I was more relaxed when a Gerd signed. You probably seen my video. It was a bit like, okay, let's calm me down, because me and Paul always sit going, I don't think we're going to sign anyone. I don't think we're going to sign. The fact that we've actually signed someone is a bonus, but whether we do actually sign that extra 6 or whatever he wants, then remains to be seen. If we do sign 6, and it's a Dennis, it's a a Brozier, and a decent left back, and centre midfield is crucial as well. Then it definitely needs beefing, though.
Of course it does. Yeah, we need. As we said at the start, it is a good start, but we need a lot more.
Ooh, I'm just getting really far ahead there. Sorry. That made me laugh today that Chelsea are willing to throw Ross Barkley in the Rice deal. Yeah, I don't know why Ross Barkley's name always comes up. Like, it's just, he's done, he's finished. Do you know what I mean? He's terrible. No, well, he's not terrible, but he's just, it's not something we need anymore.
Nah. Do you think Moyes could revive him?
Maybe, but see, Loftus-Cheek, I'd be more prone to, I like Loftus-Cheek. He's had a few injury problems, but I like him. There's something there with Loftus. On Areola's story, his daughter's in a West Ham United kit. He wants to stay. Yeah, apparently that's nearly done now. And I think the fact that Nick Pope has signed for Newcastle means that he is coming. I'm not in the know by any stretch of the imagination, but I think that sort of more or less confirms it, no?
Yeah, I think so. And that was mental as well. What did Pope go for? Like 12 million or something?
No, we're 30 million, wasn't it, Pope?
The last thing I read, it was like half that.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
But
good goal,
yeah.
Though. Very good goal.
Oh, yeah. But no, I think you're right, mate. I think Areola will be announced on Monday.
Yeah, I agree. Good signing as well. For you, mate, I think there was a little poll out on Twitter the other day. Him for the league and Fab for the cups now?
Yeah, definitely. And I don't think he'd sign if he weren't guaranteed that he would be our first choice keeper. Or not guaranteed, but being told,
he's the league goalie now, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he would sign if he wasn't given that. And I think it's the right time as well. Love Fabianski. He's been phenomenal for us. Fabianski's been a brilliant keeper for us. He did start
to wobble, didn't he?
Towards the back end of the season, mistakes started creeping in more often. It's time. It's definitely time. Personally, I would have swapped him around at the end of last season.
Yeah, mate. I thought it was going to be. I thought by Christmas it would have been Areola in goal.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously it wasn't.
Yeah, I would have done it, but Moyes obviously decided not to. And I definitely think Areola will come in and he'll be first choice next season. Yeah. And what a great backup keeper to have in Fabianski.
Oh yeah, mate. Yeah, do you know what I mean? And all French speaking. You have Zuma French speaking, a good French speaking, Areola French speaking. So that again, it's all that not to use a FIFA term, chemistry. If you can talk in a language, the understanding's better. Yeah. Matt Rainey says, half of me want to be critical and say, who are these players we are linked with? But when we sign the likes of Soufal and Souček, I want to be positive, but I prefer to go for players that know our league. Yeah, the problem with it, mate, is the players that know your league are the ones that are bloody expensive, and that's why they know our league well. Your Rafinhas, I would love the Rafinhas and the Phillips and the Wall prices, but they're bloody expensive.
Yeah.
Adrian Pedro Obiang is on the case. Let's hope so. Be nice if we can get Lewis Potter over the line. Yep, his name's come back up again within the last week, actually. So, yeah, he looks really good. Like I say, he's supposed to be the new Jared Bowen, but slightly better, apparently more technically gifted than Bowen. So we'll see. What about Benrahma, mate?
Potter, does he play on the left?
Yes, I believe he plays left and cuts in on the right, like Bowen's right and cuts in on the left.
Yeah, it'd be a good one to get in. Sorry, mate, what was your question?
I said about Benrahma, I said, he's been used a lot in publicity recently. And, West Ham tweeting, even tweeted today a picture of him on holiday. I don't think he's going to go.
I think the problem with Benrahma, I think if a bid came in for him, I think we'd listen to it and I think we'd let him go. I don't think anyone's bidding for him.
No. What about obviously Christian Eriksen as well? I can't remember. I think Brentford might have dropped out of it. I think Tottenham may possibly have dropped out of it. I'd love him to come, but
yeah, it's interesting when
his name keeps coming up.
When you look at it, like you say, Brentford dropped out. If I'm pretty sure he said he wanted to stay in London.
Yeah,
but Tottenham, like you say, dropped out. I did read Man United were interested, but I don't think I think he rejected Man United. They're a shambles at the minute, and like I say, apparently wants to stay in London. So if that's true, we are probably his best option.
Yeah,
whether we're actually interested or not, I don't know, but we definitely.
I tell you what, give us a bit of quality, like in terms of that eye for a pass, that turn. Great set piece taker as well.
He would be a level. He would be a level above player he would be your sort of Declan Rice level player, Jared Bowen level player. He would be that. He'd be a fantastic sign.
He is that good, mate. He is that good. The Jesse Lingard one ain't going away either, mate. It's come up again. The geezer needs to stop being on TikTok dancing to Michael Jackson. Like,
I don't know. The last I saw, mate, was this definitely off. The last I saw was
but then I see that because I did a video on that, and then it was, I think it was earlier this week because I didn't get a chance to do a video. It was West Ham still exploring the options, mate. No one's going to give him 180 grand a week. No one is giving him 180 grand a week. So I think maybe as the weeks go on, I don't know.
To be honest, mate, personally, I don't even want him anymore. Like if we wanted him that much and he actually wanted to come to West Ham, he would be here by now.
Yeah, he'd be here.
He'd be done. So no, for me, I'll move on.
On the last say, and again, I said this in my video. Say we've signed, an Eriksen, for example, and then the chance comes to get Lingard at the end of the window for 100 grand a week or whatever. Would you turn it down though?
It depends. It depends. If we have that kind of money spare on the last day of the window to throw around, then I wouldn't be against bringing him in because he's still, he'd be a good player to have an option. But now, like you say, you're talking about Kane Lewis-Potter. I'd rather bring someone like him in.
Who wants to be there.
Who wants to be there, who's a promising young player, who's going to progress rather than Jesse Lingard, who's never going to come back and have the same impact he had last time. Sounds like he wants a crazy amount of money.
The problem with Jesse is, I get the vibe because they always say you should never sign a player that feel they're doing you a favour. Like he gives me that vibe, like, oh, I'm doing West Ham a favour by signing. Whereas, like, no, actually, it should always feel that the club are doing you the favour. We're giving you a career, we pay your wages.
Yeah, and that's facts. Like, we literally revived his career.
Yeah, but we've done it too often. Like over the years, how many players have we had that have come to West Ham and they feel like they're doing us a favour, like back to the Redknapp days and some of the Slaven Bilic signings, they come there as a retirement home or as a light touch. We're not that anymore, David Moyes doesn't accept that sort of, that mentality anymore. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about him anymore with Lingard. That's a funny one. How do you feel about Johnson getting the number 2 shirt? I suppose, he's a good player. And I do think he's still got a really big future at West Ham, Johnson. I really do. I like him. And he's got, the fact that Fredericks has gone as well. He was used quite a lot and he didn't do much wrong, did he?
No, I don't think so. He's still a young player, still learning.
Massive West Ham fan as well.
Yeah, I'm pleased to see him progress, and I'm pleased to see that he seems to be, very much seen as a first-team player. Yeah,
well, that's it, mate. Am I being a prat that I don't want Brozier? 30-plus games, 6 goals, 30 million. Once again, rather than add the extra 13.6 million for Jonathan David. Listen, I think we'd all love Jonathan David, mate. Fantastic, real top prospect. Plays for, who does he play for? Lille, wasn't it? I think it's Lille.
Yeah.
But I don't think we can realistically get him, mate. And that's probably why we've not paid that extra, 13 million. Because, again, it was probably just a name thrown out there in January. Oh, yeah, West Ham linked with Jonathan David. And this 6 games in 30 games, again, it's a hard one, isn't it? He's still young, but when he played
20
against
years
us,
old.
he ripped us a new one when he played against us.
He's 20 years old. What other 20-year-olds in the Premier League were doing what he did last season?
Yeah, barring, your mate Wayne Rooney. Do you know what I mean? And people like Michael Owen, like serious, and he swore there, serious world-class players. Do you know what I mean? Like world-class players.
I've seen a lot of people thinking he's overhyped. Personally, I don't think he is. I think he's the real deal.
Mate, I think he's got everything that our style played for. He's like Antonio in terms of build. He's pacey, but he's got better technique than Antonio.
Yeah, not afraid to shoot. Like he's very direct.
Selfish,
and like he's 20 years old. 20 years old. Like I think he's the real deal. I do. And like I say, what other players at 20 years old were doing what he was doing in the Premiership?
No, I agree, mate.
Ain't many. There ain't many. But I agree. I would love Jonathan David as well. I would absolutely love Jonathan David. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But no, I agree. I don't think that's realistic at this time.
It looks like Jesus is going to Arsenal as well, which is an interesting one. Good signing for them. I heard Arthur could be signed, Gaza says. Oh, we back? Yeah, we're back. I don't know what happened there.
Someone froze there. I don't know if that was you or me.
Yeah, we got. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Sorry, lads. I know you both have gone off, Jesse, but I still want him. Yeah, listen, it's a weird one. Why we've seemingly dropped interest in Jonathan David since January baffles me. He's level above every attacker we've been linked with so far. It's probably, like I say, mate, because we realistically can't get him. Anything more on that, mate, on Jonathan David?
No, exactly that. Again, he's a name to throw around in January to the old, we tried, knowing realistically we weren't ever going to get him anyway. Mate, all of those big players that we were linked with in January, we haven't linked with any of them this time.
No.
Because they knew that it wasn't going to happen. They knew it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, we've seen it before, mate. You know what I mean? The only one I've seen, mate, that looks like it's really, really close. I sent you the picture earlier. Look, it looks like it's really, really close, that deal. How big is that geezer, man? He's huge. But I know David Sullivan's tiny, yeah.
Yeah, Sullivan's a little man, but Ireland is big boy, isn't he? What's he, 6'4", 6'3"?
Yeah. Not looking forward to seeing him tear us a new one on the first day of the
season.
He's going
to be... yeah, it's a shame that we're first up, but I can't wait to see what he does in the Premier League.
I had a bet of geezer in work. He's a Liverpool fan. And he said, do you want to bet that Darwin Núñez outscores Haaland? I went, yeah, go on then. Yeah, I'll have Haaland, yeah.
No way. Mate, Haaland's, I think he's massive favourite to be Premier League top goal scorer.
Oh, mate, if he gets going, he will absolutely smash it. Like the amount of chances he's going to get in that team is ridiculous. Kevin De Bruyne just ping, ping, like, to him all the time, isn't it? What do you make of, just before I carry on with the comments, mate, a little bit off topic, but obviously it looks like Haaland's replacement, mate, is going to be Sebastian Haller, mate.
He is. It's done, isn't it? It's done.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you might be right, mate.
I'm pretty sure it's done. Yeah. What more can you say about Sebastian Haller? Personally, I think we massively underutilized him when he was at West Ham, but I don't disagree with selling him. You know, it didn't work out. He wasn't the right player for us at that time. You know, fair enough. We moved him on. But the fact that we sold him so cheap and we didn't put a clause in him, like a sell-on clause.
No, there was. Apparently, the rumor is we may get around 7 million.
I haven't seen that. I read that the other day, that West Ham may be in for a 7 million bit of money. I hope that's true. But yeah, you know, when he was with us, he wasn't a bad player.
Yeah,
He was never
25%. Yeah, 25. Yeah, which would be about 7 million and 30 million, wouldn't it? Yeah.
He was never a bad player. You know, just wasn't the right player for us at that time.
No.
So you know, and as I say, I do think we underutilized him. I don't think we used him as well as we could have done. But you move on.
No, mate, that's it. Any truth in new deals for Fab, Oggy, and Manu? I think Oggy's done.
Fabianski and Ogbonna are done. They were. We haven't announced it, but they're on the Premier League retains list. They're on the list, so they are done. They just haven't been announced. Manu,
I hope Manu does.
Contract, is
he? No, I believe it runs out next summer though, 2023. I hope Manu stays. You know, he showed, you know, what he was about, and the fact that we've got 5 subs next year. Listen, it ain't bad having Manu Lanzini in and around the team because he still showed that he's got a bit about him, and he was quite vital in some games last year. Ariola should be announced on Monday. Yep, that is the rumour. Gaza, apparently Moyes is going to give him one more opportunity to impress in pre-season. I think that's Masuaku. Do you want to say anything on Masuaku, mate? You didn't really say anything.
I mean,
so I know you're a fan.
I'm a fan, yeah. Not as a left back. He's not. He can't play left back. He's not a left back. He's a left wing back / left winger. I'm not against having him in the squad at all. I don't think we'd get any money for him. You know, what would you get for him? A couple of million. So yeah, I'm not against. I don't want. I'm not saying I want to see him starting every game, but as a player to have in the squad, yeah, absolutely, I do like him.
Just back on Man City quickly, mate. Just come in my head there. Obviously, it looks like Calvin Phillips will go there. Does that maybe free up that Zinchenko deal now? I'd love Zinchenko, but I'd play midfield, like you say. I think he could play centre midfield as well for us.
He could, yeah, he definitely could. You'd want to play him in midfield. Again, he's not really a left back. I don't know. I would love to see it. I can't see it.
30 million is a great price as well. It's a great price.
I would love to see it. But I don't think it's one that will happen.
Sorry, wrong one. Would Hernandez do well in our current squad? It's a yes from me. Sorry for the hypothetical. So that's obviously Chicharito. What do you think, mate? Moyes didn't really like him at Man United though either, did he? I don't know if it was Moyes that sold him at Man United actually.
A fantastic player. Again, there's another player that he just wasn't.
I would say
for us at the
with
time.
him, he's a fantastic goal scorer, not a fantastic player.
Yeah, he's a great goal scorer. He's a great poacher, and we just don't play that kind of football. You know, if we want a player to if we're going to keep sticking to the way we play with Antonio up front, and we just keep pumping long balls up, getting it to the wing and crossing it in, a player like Hernandez is pointless.
Yeah. Thanks for all the questions, guys, because obviously there's not much really to talk about apart from what me and Paul talked about. So we'll go through the question and we'll probably wrap it up in a little bit. We need to be a strong club and keep Declan and Bowen. Say they are not for sale now, and if other clubs want them, they need to meet the massive price. Two of the best players in the Premier League, in my opinion. Yeah, but it's nice to see us being stubborn, mate, isn't it? Actually, because I thought, again, it could still happen. I thought, 80 million on the table, and they would absolutely crap themselves and go, "Oh God, we need the money."
Yeah. Well, you don't know how severely we've been tested yet. There's still
Yeah.
a long way to go in this window. But no, it does seem like we are sticking to our guns and saying no, 150 million for Rice. Like I said, I don't know what the asking price would be for Bowen. I think if a 50, 60 mil bid came in, I think we'd be very tempted. And like you say, mate, if someone like Liverpool come in for him, I think Bowen
No,
will
he's
turn
got-
around and say he wants to go.
I do think that. I think they would accept. Do you think they would accept 110 for Rice? 100. I'm just going on too many to Real Madrid.
If we're being realistic, if a club stuck 100 million plus on the table, they're going to seriously think about it.
There's not many clubs that can say no. There's not many clubs.
No, there's very, very few clubs. And a club like West Ham, we're not a powerhouse rich club. If someone throws 100 million on the table, it's going to be difficult to turn that down.
Yeah. The only club I can think that turned down that sort of money didn't Real Madrid bid 200 million for Mbappe last year? Something like that, something ridiculous.
And then PSG ended up basically paying him 100 million himself to keep him.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I read that Real Madrid so when Mbappe signed that new contract, I think there's like 250 million release clause in his contract. I'm pretty sure I read that Real Madrid have already come out and said we're going to trigger it next year.
It's a joke.
Crazy.
It's crazy. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Is Sarr being targeted in case Bowen goes? Potentially, mate. Like I say, things are happening now. Like I say, Jesus has happened. Calvin Phillips looks like he's happening. Haaland's happened. Nunes happened. These clubs are not messing around this year. Clubs are not sitting still. Man United's still got to buy players. They're absolutely, at the moment, struggling to get players in the door. So God knows. JPTV said the budget. So it said budget about 70k, so I assume 70 million.
Yeah, I hope it's a bit more than 70k.
Yeah. Where's the rest of the money coming from? Sale of Rice? Hope not. It's a good point. Like I say, the thing is, you don't. No one knows what that is apart from the board and David Moyes. No one really knows what that money is. I remember the summer we signed. Was it Anderson and Haller? We signed both of them on big 40 million, and we was told at the start of the summer we only had £25 million budget.
And I'm not against that.
No,
I'm not against them doing that. It'd be stupid to come out and say, yeah, we've got 150 million to spend, because then the prices of all the players we're talking to goes up.
Look at Newcastle, mate. You get the Newcastle tax because they know they've got absolute millions and millions and millions. So you have got to play a bit of, you've got to play a bit of poker with how much money you got. I feel sorry for Randolph. Good goalkeeper.
I don't imagine, mate, being the third choice goalkeeper at a Premier League club. That's the dream job.
Oh, mate, I'd love that job. I'd love that job. 60 grand a week. Rob Green was on at Man City. It's an amazing job. Deserves another chance like Bournemouth, Fulham, and Brighton for full-time games. He's a decent goalie, but he's not. He's not what we need. Do you know what I mean? We do need an Areola now, because a decent goalie, like my mate who's the Newcastle fan said, Nick Pope's an extra 10 points a season potentially, and that's what a good goalkeeper can offer you.
Yeah, I mean, Randolph is on decent wages, so I'll be honest, I'm surprised we haven't moved him on or tried to move him on. But I think he's another one where he's settled in London. His missus is tied to London.
Yeah, Alexandra Burke, isn't it?
Yeah, so I don't know. I think realistically, who's going to come in for him and take him and pay the same kind of wages? He's probably happy just to sit there and see out his contract, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'd say fair play to him. I would be.
Yeah, I would. FIFA 10 23 will be the last EA FIFA game. Not going to be the same. I haven't played it for 2 months now. I've retired.
It will be the same, mate. It'll still be crap. It'll still be rubbish. It'll still be frustrating and the most annoying game in the world. I stopped playing it as soon as Team of the Season came out.
Yeah, I did.
As soon as everyone's got 99 rated players, the game's a mess. It's an absolute mess. The game's a mess anyway. And when everyone's got full 99 squads, no, it's trash.
No, but you know what it is? It's really off topic from West Ham. The problem with FIFA is your team's out of date after a week.
Mm.
You know, the card that was the best card last week is no longer the best card. There's no longevity in a team that you've built, and that's the problem.
But it's a joke. I built pretty much full icon Juventus Legends team, prime moments icons. You know, Del Piero, Pirlo, Cannavaro, Zidane, like all of these prime icon legends. If I went on to the game now, I'd be getting destroyed.
Oh, mate, yeah, you get destroyed
by random off-league team of the season players. Like, what's the point? I hate it. I hate it, but I'm addicted to it, and it's a horrible thing.
I did not know that. Damesh Chef told Gio and Gonzo it's still up. Look, I didn't know this. Odds to sign Wall Price are apparently 10 to 11 on. That's interesting. But I do remember about 10 years ago, we were 10 to 11 on to sign David Beckham when he was looking for a club.
I'm surprised, still surprised that never happened, mate. I'm surprised that didn't happen. I really am.
He did mention us. I don't know whether you watched his Gary Neville little half-hour documentary thing he did, and he mentioned West Ham. He said about, you know, they give him a tough time during that World Cup thing.
Well, I remember very well.
Yeah, we absolutely terrorised him.
Yeah, I remember very well. But I would have loved to have seen Beckham at West Ham. I would have loved it. The guy's a legend. He is, mate.
He is. He's a fantastic footballer as well. Very underrated footballer as well. Very, very talented footballer. Luca Pellegrini would be a good addition. We already have made an approach. Personal terms yet to be agreed. Yeah, good player. Another Italian, any mate, I believe.
Yeah, he's a full international as well. It'd be a great. I think he would be an upgrade at left back. Definitely.
Tagliafico's name come up again the other day. 29 now, which is still young, you know, for a left back. I do think it's a position we will buy. Like I say, Moyes is not a fool, but it's the fact that he just dallies a little bit. He's not a fool. He knows what we need, but it's just, you know, go do it. Go get it done. I would like Lingard, I guess. Do we need him? No. At the moment we do, because we haven't got an attacking midfielder like that. We do need someone like that. Damesh Chef, obviously a Sky Sports guy, told Gonzo and Gio that the Lingard deal is still open. I personally would move on.
We need to sort this out, mate. Why haven't we got any Sky Sports contacts?
Yeah, I know, yeah. We need to get Damesh on, yeah. I'm with Paul. I hope we aren't putting off signings other players while we wait for Lingard. 100% that we can't be doing that. Who knows? We might have Carlos Tevez as manager one day. What a legend he is. Lads, I'm sorry. I don't know. Brozier is 20. I didn't know, sorry, that Brozier was 20. I thought he was 27. Sorry. No worries.
He's like that's he's got so much.
That's why it's that build. The build is misleading for how old he is, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't realise how young. Like most of the season last season, I think he was only 19 still. You know, you
mate, he destroyed us. He absolutely destroyed us.
Yeah, I think he's the real deal. I do.
And yeah, Duncan makes a good point. I say this all the time on this channel. Strikers don't score 20 goals anymore. They don't. Unless they're Ronaldo, Haaland will next year probably, and maybe Darwin Núñez is. And if Lewandowski goes to Chelsea, rumours are believed, you know, apparently so, mate. They've got rid of Lukaku now, haven't they? Lukaku's gone on loan. Imagine
that.
They're free.
Ronaldo, Lewandowski, and Haaland.
Yeah.
In the Premier League.
Amazing, mate. Amazing. Yeah, but apart from that, it's wingers that scored him goals. Like, you know, West Ham's top goal scorer, right winger. Top goal scorers for Liverpool, left wing, right wing. It's just they're the more modern day positions now.
You say that, but I think that is going to shift. I think the problem
next season it will, yeah. Next season,
and I think the problem is that there just weren't the top quality strike. There's not as many top quality strikers.
I hate Kane, but apart from
Kane. There's not as many top quality strikers. But like you say, Harry Kane for Tottenham, yes. For the last couple of seasons, Liverpool haven't really been playing with a striker. They've been using their wingers. They've gone out and bought a striker. Man City, exactly the same. Haven't really had a striker. They've been playing with wingers, gone out and bought a world-class striker. So I definitely think that is changing. And like you say, I think next season we're going to see a kind of the return of that.
Yeah, like really, you know, since over the last couple of years, really, it's only been like Harry Kane and Aguero, isn't it? Like, obviously, Aguero went a couple of seasons ago, but Aguero was only the real killer. Like, I loved Aguero, I absolutely love him. What a player! But yeah, maybe they're changing, mate. Like you say, the dynamics change, the way they play. I'd take Brozier all day long. Hi, Duncan. Yep, I agree with you there. Thanks for all these comments, guys. Keep them coming. We're very close to 4K now. I think it's about 200 now. Do you think that David Rum, I think that's how you pronounce it, as left back would be an awesome signing? Heavily linked. I can't say I know much about him. Though, I can't say, I've sat and watched him. But whenever his name comes up, it seems to get people quite excited. So, maybe they know a lot more than what I do. Laugh my bum off. Me and Sully are the same height, the size, him in that. You're the same size as Sully. I've seen Sully in real life. He's tiny. I see him.
And he about 5'3" or something, 5'4".
Oh, mate, he's tiny. Where did I see him? Tyson Fury versus Derek Chisora at the XL. I see him. And he's like about that big. Tiny. I reckon Haaland will break the goal scoring record at some point. If he stays for 10 years, then he's definitely got a chance. Sullivan has said there's no sell-on clause. Oh, what, for Haaland? Oh, maybe I was wrong then. Lads, in your opinion, do we buy players that don't match our system, or is it we buy players that our system doesn't match? I think Moyes has improved that, though. I have to say, I think Moyes is actually trying to buy players that, actually play in their positions. But I do believe for years we've just bought players because, that's an interesting name. Isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that,
yeah. But there's no actual fault behind it. I think it would be worse. I think it would be the worst bit of business done if West Ham sold so cheap. Oh, yeah, we haven't even spoken about that, mate. Still struggling with the contract. Rumours are that we are willing to listen to offers. I don't want him to go. I don't.
No, I think we did speak about this previously. No one wants to sell him. I don't want to see him go. I think us coming out saying that we're willing to listen to offers, I think that might be, again, a bit of posturing, sort of saying to him, well, listen, mate, you sign this contract or we'll sell you. I don't want to see him go. It's a weird one because he didn't have the best of seasons last season, but again, how many times have we said this? Yeah, how many times have we said this? He was running to the ground,
Mate, I remember, and I'm big enough to admit it. About 4 years ago, I think it was, I was saying Ogbonna's finished, and look how good he's. Whether he comes back that good again, mate, he was close to being Hammer of the Year for 2 years in a row at one point, Oggy. So one bad season is not your career defining moment. You can get it back with a rest. Yeah. All it needs, if he, first few games of the season, gets himself a goal or two, he'll probably go on and have a fantastic campaign. Just want to wish my firstborn niece a happy 7th birthday. Hopefully, Mummy lets me take you to the beautiful community centre to watch the lads play.
Happy birthday.
What's your thoughts on having a bigger squad than the 23 for the World Cup? I think it's 25, 26. I think that's done just because it's mid-season. It's very, very hot out there. Who do you think is going to win it, mate? I know we'll talk about this probably again in November, but at this stage, I really do. I think it's going to be a South American team.
Do you know? I think what will help the South American teams is the heat, like the temperature. I don't think the European clubs are going to be. Maybe the African clubs as well, but I don't.
Yeah, I said that last night. I said Senegal. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the European clubs are going to do well with the heat. The changing climate. At
that time of year as well. It's freezing cold. Like you're starting to get cold in October, and then you're going out to like 50 degree or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think the whole thing's absolute farce. It really is. It's a joke that it's even happening. But
I'm looking forward to it still. But yeah, it is a farce.
Oh, of course, yeah. But it's a really, really difficult one to predict. I don't know, man. I mean, like Italy didn't qualify, so I'm just going to be able to enjoy it.
I do think Brazil have got something about them. I do. They're a new team. That Vinicius and players like that. They look a really good side.
Did you see there was
Portugal as well? Portugal's team's ridiculous.
There were clips, and I'm pretty sure this did happen last week. Was it last week? And it was a Ronaldinho team against Roberto Carlos team.
Yeah, Fat Ronaldo's goal. Did you see it?
I haven't seen that goal. I've seen a couple of clips. I've seen a couple of clips
God.
of Ronaldinho. I need
Mate,
to try and find the match. I need to try and find the whole
mate,
match.
the goal. If I find it for you later, the goal. I shouldn't call him Fat Ronaldo. That's completely disrespect. He's one of the best players ever lived.
The original
his goal
Ronaldo, the
is
Ronaldo.
disgusting. It like the step over, but he's like about 40 stone. But you can't get anywhere near him. Can't get anywhere near the geezer.
You never lose it, mate. You never lose it. You never lose it. I need to try and find the full game of that. Soccer Aid was trash. Pirlo didn't turn up. Roberto Carlos went off after 10 minutes.
Best game I've ever seen Mark Noble play in his whole career.
He run the game, mate. He run the midfield.
There's quite a few West Ham out there, though, weren't there? You had Sheringham out there. David James, obviously. Joey looked good. Joey looked good.
Matt Taylor.
Stuart Downing was there as well.
Stuart Downing, that's who I was thinking of, not Matt Taylor. Matt Taylor didn't play. Yeah, Downing was I was thinking of, yeah.
Although I wouldn't want Rice to go, but no player is bigger than the team. I agree. And I think the fact that, Declan Rice will definitely go next summer, I don't know. If he went this summer, what do you think?
I don't think Rice is going anywhere this summer. I don't. I think unless something insane happens next season, I think he's not going to sign a contract. He's not going to sign a contract, and it's going to get to a point where next summer, I think we're going to be put in a position where we have to sell him. Otherwise, we know we'll lose him for nothing.
Yeah. Lads, are you a fan of 5 at the back wing backs? I really hate it when we use it. No, there's a time and a place for it. And I look back at the Aston Villa game a couple of years ago where it's Fredericks and Soufal that doubled up on Grealish. Fantastic tactics from David Moyes that night. But no, I think, you want an attacking team. You want.
I was going to say if you're playing 5 at the back with attacking wing backs, so really you're playing a 3 at the back. I don't mind that, but especially with West Ham, when we just try and sit in, it never works. Never works. So no, I don't like that.
No. Yeah, I think if you play the 5, it's got to be more of a 3, like you say, mate, with very, very fluid wing backs. Where they're just bombing. Good teams can do that, but we're not that good yet. What deal is worse, Zaza to West Ham, 16 games, no goals, or Lukaku, 100 million, 8 goals, slates Chelsea, goes back to Inter for almost nothing? My mate, who's a Chelsea fan, who absolutely hates him. Lukaku hates him, and he's absolutely buzzing that he's gone. Zaza was just shocking. It was a panic signing that though, weren't it?
Scored against us first.
Mate, we see
first player score at the London Stadium. Yeah.
I think we'll always be remembered for his Italy penalty more than anything.
Yeah. Obviously, Lukaku. I mean, Chelsea. I don't know what's going on. Lukaku is an unbelievable player.
If Lukaku played for West Ham, he'd be absolute boss for us, and he would work in our system. But I think he's not that top level. I think he's sort of stole a career there. I do, mate. I think he works in Serie A. I think he works in La Liga, but I don't think he's actually top level Premier League striker. I really don't.
Interesting. Great finisher, powerful. I don't know. You'd say he's got all the attributes.
Touch is terrible. He's got trampoline feet.
I don't know. I think I think the situation at Chelsea sort of made that a lot worse than it was as well. Utilised wrong. I think the same with Timo Werner. I love Timo Werner. I think he's a phenomenal player. Massively, he's been ruined at Chelsea. I think you could. I think with Lukaku, I think it's a similar sort of thing to Pogba at Man United. Similar sort of thing. Pogba will leave Man United, and he will be.
Oh yeah.
World class.
No, he will, yeah.
He'll be world class.
Yeah. Oh, where am I? There we go. Duncan always does this for us. Thanks, mate. Hit the like button. Villa moving for Souček. Any truth? We discussed it a little bit. Again, like Paul said, it's probably a little bit of posturing on both sides. I'll go to Villa. We'll sell you to Villa. It's a really difficult situation. That is. I'm 5'5", lads. in a small day. Do you think some of our under-23s will get some more game time this season? I watched a really good interview, actually, again, back to Gonzo and Gio. They interviewed Tony Carr, and he said that he thinks Alissi, could have a massive chance to get some games this season, and he really hopes he gets some time. Like, he thinks he's possibly one of the best prospects. And Sonny Perkins, if he stays, he said he really should be getting a chance. There is a player in there. But he said it's really, really hard. He said it's easier to, throw a player in when you're in a relegation sort of battle and you're just trying to gamble, when it is that when you're in the top six, potentially trying to qualify for bigger things. It's hard, isn't it? And if you are up there, your team's not doing anything wrong to give the player a chance, is it? Because it means your team's playing well. I can hear a cat making some really weird noise outside my house. Have you lads seen the new training top? Looks like a lava lamp on the top of the shirt, but all white at the bottom. 70 quid for terrible designs. I'm ready to go. Yeah, I have to say, I'm not impressed with any of the kits this season. I have to say.
No, I don't like I'm not a fan of the home kit. I'll buy it when it goes on clearance at the end of the season. The black kit that was leaked, the black and sort of reddy orange, I think that'll be our third kit. And if that's our third kit, I think I'll quite like that. Our away kit apparently is going to be the white training top with the sort of orange. I think that's kind of what our away shirt is supposed to be like those colours. I'll tell you what, though, I got an email yesterday and they've released a load of like casual wear, but it's all grey. It's like hoodies, jogging bottoms, really nice. I actually really like them. But again, the prices are mental. Like for jogging bottoms and a hoodie, you're talking 80 quid.
Problem is, if we get, everyone would love to see us get done by Nike or whatever. Mate, Nike do that thing where it's like the player worn shirts and they're like 100 quid.
I'll tell you what, though, like I said,
they are special. Though,
I collect football shirts. I've got like 120 shirts, I think now. And the Nike player issue shirts, mate, the difference in quality is... It's hard because I don't think any football shirt is worth over £100. But those shirts are worth the extra money. They are.
Yeah. No, you can tell when the players are wearing them as well. They're beautiful shirts. Right, I'm going to rush through now because we've been going for nearly an hour. Mark Warburton is a good, solid appointment in my view. Another previous manager with a diverse range of knowledge, good replacement for Moyes. I agree. I will never go to another soccer aid because I need to remember it's for charity and not a real football match. They need a thing. He is coming back though, isn't it? The Masters. I'm sure I read the Masters is coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I read the Masters is coming back. That used to be brilliant. That did. During just in time for Zaza nostalgia. People been saying next summer we'll be lucky to get 50 to 60 million. If that's the case, I'll keep until his contract runs out. Given the money he would bring in for the rest of his contract. I think we could still get 70, 80 million next summer because he'd still have 2 years on his contract. I think we could still get that sort of figure. If we could rate Chelsea or United for players, would be realistic signing to exclude the ones already linked. Rashford is one player I'd bid for. Yeah, I was saying it in work actually. Rashford, I think, goes on the left-hand side. Yeah, I know you're a fan of Rashford, mate, but he needs to get his head right, doesn't he? Like, if he can get his head right, then he's a fantastic player for ever signs him.
Again, he's a fantastic player. I think he would be brilliant under Moyes in this West Ham team. I think Rashford would be fantastic. And I know people say, "Oh, he needs to get his head right" and all the rest of it. Mate, I feel like the Man United team and the Man United dressing room is such a mess.
Toxic.
They are such a mess at the minute. I think it's hard to read too much into anything to any Man United players at the minute because of that.
Long may it continue. I don't think we should be sacrificing Souček's game so Rice can get forward. Rice is not as good as Souček going forward. Plus, we know Rice is going soon. Let Souček do what he does best. Yes, I see that argument the other day about by letting Rice, trying to please Rice, you could end up losing both because Souček will be thinking, oh, actually, we should be thinking, well, Souček is the one that might stay for the next 2-3 years. It's interesting that. So we start the season with no midfielders at this rate. Could be. Premier League is a different animal than the Italian and Spanish league. Italian league used to be fantastic. Serie A used to be an amazing league. Early rounds of the conference, I can see the kids playing given the lack of money in the early rounds. Nah, we need to get through that round, mate. We have to get through that playoff round. He will put out a good team for that first round. Maybe the group games he might, play about a bit, but that knockout game, 100% he'll go all out. Early round is a knockout. There we go. Yes, I'm saying that. Having 5 subs this season might help with young players. If you could sign one player to replace Oggy, Ben Godfrey, or Mason Holgate, neither.
I don't think either of them are on Ogbona's level.
Yeah, neither, mate. For me, I think there's some better players out there. Sounds like an upgrade on Pierce. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any chance of Lee Popper?
What do you reckon, mate? What do you reckon?
Never.
We'll get him on.
Yeah, never. And to be honest, I haven't spoken to that guy for about 2 years now, so less on that. That's what goes on behind the scenes at the Free Hammers.
Better than EastEnders, mate.
Yeah, Gallagher, Brozier from Chelsea would be nice. Souček's best game for West Ham last season was when Rice was suspended. Yep, that was the Watford game. Very, very good. Please, West Ham gods, let's not experience another Astragugu go out in the early rounds. I hope not, mate. I hope not. I think Moyes is, knows what he's doing. Are either of you going to Rangers? Sadly not. It would be nice.
I'm thinking about it. I've got a couple of good mates in Glasgow.
Oh yeah, you have. Yeah, you could.
So thinking about it. It'd be a good day out.
Good one to tick off the list, mate. Stadium-wise, to say you've been to Ibrox. Rice not available for the Conference League playoff.
Suspended,
yeah, very, very true. Yeah. In a couple of months, is Pierce going to be on TalkSport? Crap about us? No. Whenever he's been on, he's been quite nice about us.
No. He's saying, do you not remember when? Because Pierce weren't kept on, was he last time?
Oh yeah. Maybe a little bit more of that come out.
And Moyes at the fight to get him back, yeah.
I think the rumour is he's getting married and, he just wants to spend some time with his wife. And he's 60 years old now. Coincidentally, when Benrahma was dropped for Lanzini, Antonio's form dropped. Then towards the end of the season, Benny came back in and Antonio started scoring again. No, it's a good. I'm not laughing at your comment, mate. It's just me and Paul absolutely hate Antonio. I can't stand the geezer. I can't stand him anymore. And the actual thought of him being our number one striker next season gives me dread. It actually gives me dread because how long can it go on for, this sentimental thing that us fans have with him? I don't have that sentimental thing anymore. But how long?
No one in the world better.
Exactly. Antonio started scoring again because we were only playing once a week. No, not because of Benny, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd say that has more to do with it.
Yeah. Do you guys know how sponsoring works? I would love someone like a bank or someone bigger than Betway to sponsor us. Yeah, we'd like to channel as well.
Yeah, it'd be great. Any sponsors who want to sponsor us. Yeah, no, it doesn't really work like that, mate. It doesn't. And to be honest with you, the likes of Betway, the betting companies, are probably paying more.
Yeah, it's quite a good sponsor. I think we've actually got a really good sponsorship.
The betting companies probably pay more than you see someone bigger, but it's all about how much they're going to pay to have their name on our shirt. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think necessarily a bigger company means more money. I actually think the betting sponsors, the betting companies, pay the most. There's a very good chance, though, that that'll be scrapped. I reckon. Yeah. Very, very soon in the near future, they'll stop the betting sponsors being able to be on the shirts. So it'd be interesting to see who we do get. We've got an awful history with sponsors going bankrupt.
Yeah. XL Holidays. What was the other one? There was another one that went out of business, and then there was a season when we had no sponsor at all after Dr. Martens.
We had our sleeve sponsor went bust as well recently. We've got a really bad history with sponsors.
Right, let's finish this off now. The lead comment was from my daughter, who always digs me out about watching your shows and always points out the obvious. Cheers, lads. That it's not the Free Hammers. Antonio Paolo one chop with muscles, a wide player, not a striker. Missed too many chances. Thank you, Kent. Someone who's talking sense. Last year, legally, betting companies can sponsor shirts this coming season. Give us some extra homework, Mark. Right, that is it, guys. Thank you so much. Been going for an hour, and we made a show out of it. I didn't think there was much out there today, but we did make a show of it. Me and Paul will be back maybe next week after. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys, any news that's out, I'll be back with my videos this week because, no train strikes this week, so I can do the videos again this week. Until next time, come on, you irons, keep believing. If you made it to the end of the video, because I like doing this now, if you made it to the end of the video, let's have, what can we say? Hashtag. What can be the hashtag for the end of the video? Can you think of one top of your head?
No.
What do you think? Hashtag
Antonio's crap.
Go with that. Hashtag 1 down, 5 to go. There you go. Hashtag 1 down, 5 to go. Let's go. Later.
Cheers.